Hey there, you're watching the Jessa Channel on YouTube. I'm Jessa, and today I am here with more news about the upcoming game, The Sims 4. This is an article recently published in a magazine called GamesTM, and in this exclusive article, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the news and tips that have come out about The Sims 4. This magazine also I have saved as a PDF file so that you can take a look at it yourself. That PDF file is located in the description box below. So first of all, on the first page we have Imitation of Life. The Sims Studio finally cuts the strings on its creation. In a GamesTM exclusive, we find out how The Sims 4 breathes new life into the billion-dollar dollhouse. I have chosen to just put this up on the screen here so that you guys can simply go to 720p and read it at your leisure. I'm going to pause a little bit on each page, like so. And I've also taken the time to highlight some of the juicier aspects of the article. And hopefully this is not too difficult for you guys to be able to see how the Sims look. This is concept art for some of the furnishings that will be in the game. And just down here to the left, there's a black box which says, "Much like a trip to IKEA, you can outfit your abode with a ready-made design, saving hours of painstakingly matching your wallpaper to your bed sheets." One thing to note here is that there is a rumor that a German magazine, this magazine, Die Sims, which is the German Sims magazine, is posting an article coming out today or tomorrow which states that there will not be a create a style option in The Sims 4. So, that has caused some uproar, understandably so, and that's not mentioned in this article here that we're looking at. So when I find out more about that, I'll let you know. Down here on the right-hand side, it says, in The Sims 4, tangible emotion states replace the simplistic mood system inherent to each Sim, which the Sims Studio hopes will establish a more empathetic connection between player and avatar. So, they're using odd words there, but basically what they're saying is that there's a deeper mood system than what we're used to, with just the green bar if they're in a good mood and the red bar if they're not in a good mood. What they're also saying here is, indeed, within each of the handful of emotional states, including happy, sad, inspired, and depressed, among others, are a range of nuances that will unlock contextual actions. More big words that basically mean that they're deepening the emotional system that's available to us in The Sims 4. That's been available to us in The Sims 3. They're deepening that for The Sims 4. So we'll have to see exactly what that means in more detail when the game comes out. This black box here says, attention has been paid, creating more expressive Sims. I think it means attention has been paid to creating more expressive Sims. Socializing Sims will wildly gesticulate and feature a wider suite of facial movements. This is one of the things that is exciting me so much about The Sims 4, is the opportunity for more facial expression with the Sims, and it's showing here some Sims enjoying themselves around a table, eating, drinking, and talking. There's a blue bar over here that talks about the Sims exchange. I'll let you read that on your own. And I'm going to pause about here. and tell you that another aspect that's important in this article is this sentence over here on the left. It says, naturally, moodlets contribute to reflect situations and events as they have done in the past, while clothing and surroundings will also feed into the emotion of a sim. Furniture can be purchased through an IKEA-like catalog, offering a range of items that directly influence how a sim feels within the environment. For example, an inspiration painting could boost the creativity of a sim. Of course, there's a risk that tethering emotional charges to everyday items could create a vapid household of conveniently appeased sims, or worse, commonplace objects awarding arbitrary buffs. More big words, which basically mean that if you put down some furniture and the sim doesn't like it, we could get a moodlet that causes the sim's mood to go down. So what's going on in the sim's environment around them will affect how their mood is. For another example, on the right here, it shows a sad painting on a wall, a sad song on the radio, and a sad television program. Unsurprisingly, this could make for a rather miserable sim. Also, another example is a sim who suffers a bladder leakage will continue to carry indignity for some time before dying of embarrassment. These are examples that the producers are giving us in this article of what this could mean about having a deeper emotional system. So, there's some speculation for you as far as what we could be offered. These are some more pictures, including this prototype of a cupcake making machine. And on the left, there's also Create-A-Sim is a more tactile process, enabling you to drag your avatar into the perfect sim. As we move on down here, there's a couple of more areas that I have highlighted for you. On the left, it says, the ways in which a sim walks, wakes up in the morning, and approaches other sims have all been acutely detailed to reflect the current mood of the sim. This designer is also talking about the group interactions that are available in the new Sims 4 game. For example, when multiple sims are interacting with each other, it happens in a natural way. You'll also be able to give group commands. For example, you can now tell sims when they're in groups to do things together, such as go over there together, or click on a basketball hoop and select shoot hoops together. So, we'll be able to command our sims in a group. That's the first time that will ever happen in this particular Sims franchise. This impeccable replication of naturalistic human behavior extends to being able to navigate through narrow gaps and doorways without causing a blockage. Okay, I'm just going to say right there that I'll believe it when I see it, because they have been promising us smarter Sims for years. And we still have Sims who get stuck behind chairs and whatnot. So we'll see how that works out. But here's to hoping. Your sim can go to the gym, and you can have a sim hop on the treadmill and then watch the Home and Garden channel on TV. Well, I will state that that is already available, and in fact you can do that in The Sims 2. But this producer goes on to say that the sim is gaining a little gardening skill and getting fit on the treadmill. Then a guy walks up to her and starts bench pressing, and she decides she wants to flirt with this sim. She can do that without having to get off the treadmill, walk around that sim, and kick him out of the object. They can just do this as they're exercising. They can form a relationship, fulfilling their social needs and gaining some skills. So that is something that's going to be very interesting to see. A sim who can just chat with another sim while they're doing things. And that should perhaps make our queue, the Sims queue of actions, shorter, perhaps make for more strategic gameplay, according to this producer. It will also have other benefits. Sims can now double fist drinks. Yeah, double fisting drinks. That's what I'm paying for. Down here, we have a Sims 4 AMA, Ask Me Anything. We asked one fervent Sims player to grill the Sims studio on the issues that matter most. I'm going to just slowly skim through this here for you guys. Let you guys read it at your leisure. Remember to pause the video and read whatever happens to be interesting you. One thing I did highlight is that food is going to have an emotional impact on your Sims. So not only is it going to look very in tune with this style that we hope is pervasive throughout the community, but food is going to give your Sim an emotional state too. So I'm not sure how this is going to work out, if we're going to end up having very, very testy, PMSy Sims who get upset if you put a wrong type of pancakes on the table. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Up here on the left, we're talking about Create a Sim. Our main goal is to advance ease of use, tactility, and power of the tool. It's kind of like reaching in, grabbing, pulling, and moving the Sim yourself. It's like molding clay, but not so messy. You'll be able to paint on muscle definition and stretch various appendages. I am really interested to see how they're going to pull this off, I will admit it. Randomization has even been overhauled, creating a smarter matchup of clothing to create a more consistent dress sense for the fashion conscious. Over here on the right we have, but now you are able to grab, oh, by the way, we're talking about the build a room tool. It has been overhauled, the building mode in Create a Sim. And in the black box here on the left, it says, Build mode takes its cue from Create a Sim, enabling players to intuitively construct a property by dragging and dropping rooms and removing any needless fiddling. Now you are able to grab these rooms, put stuff together quickly. And that's what I'm getting up here on the left. And further down it says, in regards to the music, Joshua Radin is one of the 300 artists who have recorded songs in the fictitious, nonsensical dialogue of the series' inhabitants over the years. So, let's see here. It doesn't say too much else about the music, so we'll have to see when it comes out what they've added for that. And there's also a very important aspect here on the left. It's clear that the Sim Studio is keeping the focus firmly on the benefits of the single player. So, rest assured that we will not have multiplayer shoved on us in Sims 4. Over here on the left, there's some more information about the build mode. The producer states, "We designed a system called blocks, and they are, well, building blocks for the house. It's rare for a concept to actually be simpler than a developer's proclamations, but creating a luxurious abode takes far less time and patience than in previous iterations of the series. You place a ready-formed structure with walls and floor already attached based on a catalog of shapes and manipulate it, stretching the walls and surfaces, tweaking objects, and such as the pitch, curvature, and overhang of the roof. All the time, the infrastructure adapts to the alterations on the fly. So you'll be able to change the way the roof looks and add a basement underneath an already existing house, for example. Over here, it talks about the aspiration system. The expanded aspiration system, featuring intermediate goals along the way, and wide-reaching progression branches, and the minimalist UI, So they have expanded the aspiration system, and the UI, the user interface, is very minimal this time around, which, according to the pictures we've seen, has raised a great deal of concern in the community that the user interface is just horrible. If you'd like to see what the user interface looks like, check out the video I've linked below in the description that reveals the first leaked photographs for The Sims 4. Every facet of The Sims 4 has been layered with a huge amount of depth, while care has been paid to make it more accessible than ever. Let's hope that by accessible, that does not mean dumbed down and so simple as to be insulting. Let's hope it doesn't mean that. And finally, to end this article, on the right side, on the left, I know my left from my right, okay. On the right side of this magazine page, we will see that the cow plant, right there, in all its glory, has made a comeback. The carnivorous cow plant makes a welcome return to The Sims 4. It's an easy way of dispatching of any unwanted house guests. Thank goodness for that, because The Sims 4 would not be The Sims 4 if you couldn't have your garden eat your unwanted relatives. Thank you as always for watching. When I get more news about The Sims 4, I will let you know as soon as I know. And let's see, one more page to show you here is an example of the room tool, showing the arrows pointing outwards, and in the middle here looks like a opportunity to be able to turn a room around or move it, complete with furniture, move it in one fell swoop, as it were. And so that's one of the big changes. And lastly, queuing up tasks isn't a chore anymore. Sims will now continue conversations and socializing while undertaking other activities. Finally, the article, whoops, sorry about that. The article talks about building relationships. Relationships are a big part of the game. It's important in The Sims 4 how your Sims interact with other Sims around them, and the emotional states that they go through and how that affects the relationship. So instead of one relationship bar that can grow incrementally through friendship and into a romantic bond, The Sims 4 has two concurrent bars, romance and friendship. Two bars that'll be happening and growing at the same time. This offers the possibility of soulmates, couples that max out both bars, while the balance could be swayed so that, in theory, you have a friend with woohoo benefits deal with someone you know. So basically, you can have a friends with benefits deal, or you can have soulmates. I believe that's all the article has to tell us right now. If you want to leave me any questions, please do so in the comments below. And as I stated earlier, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please hit the thumbs up button below and encourage me. More Sims 4 news will come out as it comes to me. I'll share it with you. If you loved what you saw, join the party and subscribe. Thank you, as always, for watching. I'll see you next time. Get every new Jessa Channel video right in your email inbox. Subscribe, then, from your YouTube homepage, click Manage Subscriptions, then check Email with new uploads. And thanks for watching.